Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Modi with OddsJam. What we're going to do in this video, there's some early baseball action for tomorrow's betting slate, Monday, July 25th, that I found using OddsJam. Pretty cool. Just used the new OddsJam filter, custom date specifically for tomorrow, the 25th. Found 4 plays. There are 2 that I really like that I'm going to highlight. But before I get into that, one thing that I do want to talk about is the OddsJam Discord. This is something that has been launched recently, maybe like a week and a half ago at this point, close to 2 weeks. And I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? For those of you who know Discord, it's a sports betting community where we post some free picks, some free stuff. We also have some paid stuff as well. We're actually running a promo for the paid channel. So if you are interested in getting in on that, it's like 66% off between now and football season. Just trying to, drum up engagement where really the money-making season starts, football season. So if you want to get in on that, the promo code for the Discord, as well as the link to join it, is in the description of the video. We also track everything on this profit sheet that you see here on this Google sheet. Every pick that we have is being tracked in this units one, what we're up, what we're down, all that stuff. So trying to be as transparent as possible, tracking everything here. So if you have any questions or you want to join the Discord, I definitely recommend it. The link is in the description of the video, as well as the promo code as well. So definitely join it. The logic here is we understand not everybody necessarily has the time to do all the line shopping, all the comparing across all the books to find profitable plays. So we'll take out all that for you. We'll take out all the time component and we'll just post our best picks from there. So from any day, we'll have 3 to 5 to 10 picks a day between me, Alex, and Randall, our favorite bets of the day. So definitely recommend joining the OddsJam Discord. Again, the promo code and the link is in the description of the video, and hopefully it's something that will help you make money with. But for today, we are betting on some baseball games. So I did an early baseball bets yesterday. Those bets went 2-0. Hoping for the same success today. And the first of the ones that I really like is this Athletics plus 1.5 run line here. The second one, is the Padres minus 1.5 run line here. So let's chat about it. So we'll talk about this one first, the Padres versus the Tigers. So the play is Padres minus 1.5. The bet is plus 120 on WinBet. This is going to be just a 1 unit bet that I'm actually going to go ahead and lock in. I'll take it on PointsBet just because. So 1 unit, $50 here on the Padres minus 1.5. Let's we can come back to this to see if it takes it. But first things first, let's talk about the math behind it. So plus 120 on PointsBet. The OddsJam line, which everybody knows is pulled from the most accurate sportsbook in the world in terms of pricing odds. The OddsJam line pulled from the sharpest sportsbook. They have the most efficient betting market, blah, blah, blah. Stuff that you guys have already heard, but it's incredibly important to understand that the logic behind it. So these odds pulled from the OddsJam line are going to be the most accurate in the world in terms of what the market should truly be priced at. But of course, the first thing that you should do before place a bet, you need to understand what the Novig odds are, which are right here. In this case, they're about plus 117. We'll round up. The VIG is just the juice that sportsbooks price odds. It's how they make their money. So for a standard spread, that's minus 110 on each way. 100. So basically, if you bet $100 on a minus 110 spread, you'll profit about $90, right? If another sports bettor bets the other side of that, $100, they'll also profit $90 if that bet wins. So what that means is the winner makes $90. The loser loses all $100. That $10 difference, that is how the sportsbooks make their money. That is also known as the VIG. So in order to get an accurate representation of what the market should truly be priced at with the VIG removed, you just got to do exactly that. You got to remove the VIG, find the fair odds, which is exactly what is done on the OddsJam page, which is what you see here at plus 117. So this gap between plus 117 and plus 120 on PointsBet looks like my bet did get accepted. That is what has positive expected value associated with it, right? The OddsJam line says this bet should actually be priced at plus 117. We view that as the true line. We can get it for more favorable odds on another book due to pricing discrepancies and just difference in pricing amongst the sports books. So this percent you see here, this can be viewed as your percent edge. It's basically, you also can be viewed as your mathematical profit margin. So this one is a little bit lower at 1.41%, but so were the 2 bets that I took yesterday. They're both on the little lower end. They both won. So it doesn't necessarily mean something that is lower means it's a bad bet. It's still important to look into everything that I'm going to be looking into and determine the profitability behind it more so than just the percent. So again, just because it's a lower percent doesn't mean it's worth betting. But regardless, if you're betting on mathematically profitable plays on positive expected value plays, your profit should kind of increase, right? You'll see it going up. That's kind of how it works. It might be a slow burn with plays this low, but the goal is to just make money sports betting. And even if you do it on like a lower trajectory, as long as it's going up, as long as you're profiting, that's all that matters. So don't get discouraged with these lower percents. Like I said, they're definitely not bad bets. They're still worth looking into. And this was one, Padres -1.5, that I did really like. I did a little bit of handicapping about it. Just wanted to look at the pitching matchup. So the pitching is a little bit favored to the to the Padres on this one. Sean Manaea's kind of have a little bit of a disappointing year at 4.11 ERA, but it's going against an even worse pitcher for the Tigers, Drew Hutchinson, 4.46 ERA, 1-4. Not very much of a great pitcher himself. And just, I mean, compare the two teams, right? The Tigers, one of the worst teams in the entire MLB. They have a 3.96 win percentage. They're 38-58, 20 games below 500. -124 run differential, which I think is the third worst in the MLB. Yeah, the Nats are worst and the Pirates are worst. So they're the third worst. And the Padres, I actually like this Padres team. I think they have a good squad. Their run differential at 35 is a little bit low. I think that is because Tatis has been out. They're also in the division with the Dodgers, so they just have, and the Giants, they just have really tough competition. But I think this San Diego team has some juice, and they're actually one of the more sharp future bets to come out of the West in just according to the markets. So, and then if you just want to look at hitting, I mean, the Tigers, the 29th worst hitting team in the entire MLB. Padres aren't much better at 22nd, but still higher than 29th. So all in all, I do like the Padres to cover the 1.5 spread here. And again, it's just a 1 unit play. It's just a $50 1 unit play. So now what I need to do is just add this one to my bet tracker. $50. I ended up taking this one on PointsBet. Click save, and we are good to go. The OddsJam bet tracker is something that is completely free to use. You just go to Bet Tracker Bets. It's a nice tool. It's a super helpful tool in terms of exactly what it sounds like, tracking your bets, understanding whether you're profitable or not. So basically what it does is it tells you whether your bets are red or green in terms of beating the closing line or not. Green equals good. It means yes. Closing line is just pulled from the OddsJam Novig Odds. Then everything feeds into your dashboard. So I'm down like $56 this week. It's actually been better recently. I had a horrible, pretty much up until Thursday and Friday, was much better yesterday. We'll see how today goes. Still have a ton of stuff pending, but overall, all this tells you how much you're up, how much you have pending, your ROI, ton of helpful stuff. If you want to look at your daily stats, as you can see, a lot of down weeks, but then up a lot yesterday. You can also check by month as well. And it's just super helpful to see all this information. And exactly what I said comes all from the bet tracker. So definitely recommend checking that out. So it looks like upon refresh, the odds had changed on a lot of those plays before, but there is one new one here that I do really like. Detroit Tigers team total under 3.5, -110 on WinBet. Same logic here, right? For taking the Padres to cover -1.5 from a handicapping perspective. One of the worst hitting teams in the MLB, one of the worst teams in the MLB, in the Detroit Tigers. So fading them is a pretty good bet in terms of baseball reasons. For handicapping reasons, for math reasons, it is still positive expected value. This is going to be a 1.5 unit play for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put 75 on this one. The Padres and the Tigers team total under 3.5, place bet, and we're good to go. So this one has been locked in. So the math behind this one, the OddsJam line prices this at -122. With the VIG removed, is priced at about -112, -113 if you want to round. 17 cents in market width, which is something that I actually hadn't mentioned yet. Market width is another way to look at a play and determine just how good and how profitable a play can be. Is looking at the market width and determining that number. So market width is essentially a way in which we can measure confidence in what lines are being priced at, right? The way it works, the logic behind it is the closer these two numbers are together. So you see +105, you see -122. The closer the two numbers of the OddsJam line are together, we kind of view that as more confidence in what lines are being priced at. So anything that is 25 and below is within range of something that I like to bet in terms of market width. Anything that is close to 15 or 15 and below is a really tight market. So this first play being at 12 is great. This next one being at 17 is great. And then another thing that I also didn't mention previously is I like looking across all the other sports books to see if we're betting on a pricing discrepancy or not. which is exactly what the case is here on WinBet. So OddsJam line has it at minus 126. Looks like the odds actually changed since I refreshed this. This is now minus 126. Even more favorable in my eyes and in my odds as well. Caesars has it at minus 125. PointsBet is the only book that has odds out for this that is closer to the WinBet line at minus 115. But the other two, Caesars and of course the OddsJam line, which is the sharpest line in the world, has this at minus 126. So this minus 110 across all the books is a true pricing discrepancy, which is another reason why I liked it. So this one was just a 1.5 unit play for me, which for me is $75. And these are going to be my two plays. So let me add this to my bet tracker. Detroit Tigers team total under 3.5. And then the San Diego Padres run line minus 1.5. Those are going to be my two bets for tomorrow's betting slate. Again, 1 unit for the Padres minus 1.5 units on the Tigers team total under. And that's all I got for you. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you are tailing, would love to hear it. Hit me up on Twitter, Modi_Matt. Comment on the video. Let me know you're tailing that way. But that's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching and have a good one.